Hello and welcome to another Movie Reviews by Benjamin. Today I will be doing a review on The Lone Ranger starring Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer. I know I'm a little late on this one. This one did come up a little bit earlier this month, but we're going to go ahead and review it now. I just recently got to see it. This was directed by Gore Verbinski, who did the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy as well as Rango, so he has worked with Johnny Depp before. So this movie definitely has a Pirates of the Caribbean feel to it, but it is not anything like the Pirates of the Caribbean movie as far as entertainment-wise. This movie is sitting at 2 hours and 25 minutes long. It's a long time for a film. It does tend to drag in some parts. It definitely could have been trimmed up a little bit in certain areas. But it does have that. Of course, Johnny Depp is almost the main character of the film, really. Of course, it is the Lone Ranger is the title. We're kind of trying to focus on him being the main character in his story, becoming a hero. But you get a huge backstory of Tonto, played by Johnny Depp. A lot of the film is about him helping the Lone Ranger get through things, but this movie is really more about Tonto than it is the Lone Ranger, which is fine, but it's another movie where Johnny Depp is being Johnny Depp and making weird faces and doing funny things. But you know, after you've seen him in the Pirates of the Caribbean first three trilogy playing, Captain Jack Sparrow, none of his other characters can even come close. But he does a good job in this one. The Lone Ranger himself, Armie Hammer, who we all saw in The Social Network a couple years ago, plays the Lone Ranger here. Not the best choice, I don't think. Whenever I first had heard they were making a Lone Ranger movie and they'd cast him, I thought it was kind of an odd choice. But it's very, I don't know, his performance is very it's just very plain. You don't see a lot of him getting really angry at certain things or getting really sad about certain things. Like, he has I won't say who, but he has a family member die towards the beginning, and that's kind of his inspiration to go. And you don't really see him give as much emotion as you want to see in a performance like this. Now, granted, it's a PG-13 movie, but I guess you could still kind of qualify it as a young person's movie because where it is somewhat violent. This is something that's strange, is that the Lone Ranger, he never actually shoots anybody in the movie. And so you're kind of for those of you who've seen the old TV series or old movies of the Lone Ranger, like I did, my grandpa and I used to watch them together. It was, very fake violence and the fighting and all that stuff, but he would shoot the bad guys. I mean, that's what he does. He's, kind of a vigilante of the Old West. And in this movie, he never shoots anybody. He shoots things that hit people, like he'll shoot a log or something and it'll fall on somebody else, but he never shoots anybody. So that was kind of different. But anyway, lack of violence there on his part. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a somewhat violent movie for PG-13. Of course, there's not a lot of blood and stuff like that. There is some there, but people definitely do get killed, and so not any huge twist in the plot that you can't really see coming. This movie just kind of coasts along. It is kind of fun, but maybe even one that I saw it on the IMAX screen, but I don't think you necessarily have to see it in an IMAX screen. It's not something that's a really big storyline. A little bit of a religion theme going throughout the movie. They kind of say that the Lone Ranger is a spirit walker because he has been killed but then brought back. So there's a little bit of religion thrown in there, and it doesn't quite fit in with the story of the Lone Ranger. I mean, you're looking for a vigilante of the Old West, almost like a Batman sort of character for the Old West, and this kind of makes him be like he can't be killed because he's a spirit walker. But then is it just Johnny Depp being Johnny Depp, and he's kind of worried, the Lone Ranger's kind of worried that maybe he can be killed, but Johnny Depp keeps telling him all these Indian stories about him. So it's a very, very strange movie. Definitely set for the time period. Also, a lot of slurs are used for Indians, like Injun and things like that. Some people today might find offensive, but as a period piece, that is accurate. They did a $215 million budget for this movie, and it has been out for, I believe now, 13 days, and it is only at $78 million. So they are really losing money on this one. Hoping to pick it up, I guess, over the time that it'll be playing out in theaters, and then of course DVD sales and all that sort of stuff. I haven't seen a whole lot of action figures, anything going for bobbleheads, anything like little things like that kind of can sell it. I mean, well, if you go to Walmart, you see like Man of Steel, they got rugs and cups and everything else in the world. But for Lone Ranger, I'm not seeing a whole lot of the extra stuff, just kind of posters and then of course the movie itself playing right now. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully they can pick it up a little bit. The score is done by Hans Zimmer, who of course is extremely famous throughout the music community. Did the score for this movie. Of course, he did the score earlier this year for Man of Steel, which was amazing, perfect. He's also done, of course, Gladiator a few years ago, and also, let's see, what was one of the other ones? Oh, he's done several different movies over the years. You can look him up on IMDb. He's got like 160 movies he's worked on the score for, all of them absolutely golden. He's even done funny movies like Cool Runnings and things like that. So I would say, check out Lone Ranger. There's really no rush to it. That's why I wasn't really too in a hurry to go see it. It did take me a little bit to finally go. I do apologize about the wait for that one, but like I said, it's very middle of the way. I'm probably going to just give it a 5 out of 10 on this one. It just kind of coasts along. There are times when you'll kind of be looking at your watch and saying, it's just going to kind of speed up here anytime. So, yeah, check it out. Like I said, no rush. If you don't catch it while it's in theaters, check it out when it comes to DVD. Check it out on your computer if you can. But definitely don't rush out to see this one right now. For those of you who have already seen it, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And, of course, check me out on Facebook at Movie Reviews by Benjamin. And the next review I should be doing will be Pacific Rim. I promise this time. I will be going to see that on Friday night. Hopefully have a review of that up Saturday morning, or at least by noon. So until then, I will see you at the movies.